Alright. Right, so this week we had quite a few new releases. So we gon' do a roundup of this week's new releases. Hey, we gon' do a roundup of this week's new releases. Hey. Okay, let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so it looks like Marc Jacobs is coming out with some kind of lipsticks. This is like an artist's rendition of these lipsticks. I don't know if it's part of the marketing campaign or not. I'm not too sure. I don't really know much about these. They look pretty though, but I'm not really a fan of Marc Jacobs, to be 100% fair with you. So I'm gonna pass on these, but I do like the artist rendition. Next is the Jelly Pack by Glow Recipe. It's an ampule and primer in one. What's an ampule? I'm not too sure what that is. And I don't want to pretend like I know when I clearly do not know. But it's an ampule and primer in one. And it's supposed to have like anti-aging properties. Okay. I don't know. I don't know about this. It's simply because I don't feel like I need any more primers in my life right now anyway. So I'm just not going to, you know, buy anymore. Next is the Makeup Revolution and Tammy palette. When I first saw this palette, I was just kind of like, okay. I mean, it's supposed to be called, it's called the Tropical Paradise palette. And I feel like the palette resembles what it's marketed as. Although, I just don't feel like I need these shades in my life. I feel like they're kind of muted, colourful shades. And I just don't feel like I need those. But congratulations to Tammy on her new collab with Makeup Revolution. I think it's very, very similar to the Soph Does Nails collab. I actually think that they work for them. I remember Soph Does Nails saying something about she works for Makeup Revolution. So I don't know to what capacity, but I remember her saying that. Juvias Place is coming out with the Afrique collection. Now, as you can see, there's two packages here. There's one which is definitely a liquid lipstick because it says matte liquid lipstick. And then there's another one, the one in the orange box, which is a little bit bigger. What is this supposed to be? I can't wait for them to announce what the orange pack is supposed to be. Or is it that they're coming out with different shades of matte liquid lipsticks and they'll have all of them in the big orange box? Will that be the case? I don't know. Are they eyeshadow singles? Is it a palette? Like, what is this? But on top of that, weren't they supposed to be bringing out like the Warrior palette 1, 2 and 3? But then they also have this going on at the same time. Im Rickson is coming out with a cool feeling face mask. It's supposed to be like clay and snow lotus extract. Okay, I'm not huge on like wash off face masks, to be fair. I prefer the face masks where you put it on, you know, like they're made of a material, like the cloth ones, and you put it on. And me, I leave them on all night. I leave those on all night. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll peel that off and it will be dry. So I know that all of the serum has gone into my skin, because I feel like it's kind of like a waste if you just leave it on for 20 minutes. It's like, but all of that serum is still on there. So I tend to leave it on all night because I'm such a light sleeper and I just don't move, because I know that I'm aware that there's something on my face, so I would not move that whole entire night. And when I wake up, it's just dry. And I know that it's all gone into my skin, so I prefer those kind of masks rather than these, because I feel like it's kind of messy to wash it away. Next, Huda Beauty is doing a Rose Gold Remastered palette. And so many people were so upset in the comment section of Tremood's post. So upset. They were basically feeling like, well, we already bought your original Rose Gold palette, which I think was about $60 if I remember correctly. It was about $60, and then you're gonna come out with the same palette again with a different formula. And people felt and feel like, oh, you're basically writing off the first palette and saying that it's no good. because you've had to go back and start all over again. And I can understand why people would feel that way. I would definitely be annoyed. But I have seen the comparison of the old palette compared to the new palette, and it looks like some of the shades have been put in different places, but also a couple of the shades don't look exactly the same as the previous shades. So for example, rose gold, it's the 4th one in on the top row. That rose gold and the rose gold in the new palette, which is the bottom palette is the new palette. The rose gold, which is in the exact same place, 4th one in on the top row, those are both called rose gold. They are not the exact same shade. They're not the same. So it's fair to say that some of these shades have been changed completely, not just formula wise, but shade wise as well. So it's kind of down to you to use your discernment and decide, if you already have this palette, do I actually want the remastered palette? Because I don't know whether or not it's going to be the exact same price as the previous one, which was $60, but I know that personally I wouldn't be purchasing the same thing twice. I wouldn't do it, because I've already invested 60 bucks into it in the first place. And I know a lot of people at that time, when she first came out with this palette way back when, kind of like 60 bucks, that's a lot of money. So there was a lot of people who felt like this was a slap in the face, and I can't blame them. But at the same time, if she feels like she needs to redo what she has already done, then do your thing. Because on her post, on her account, a lot of people were like, oh my god, I'm gonna get it, I love it, da 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 da. On Trend Mood, it was a complete opposite. So somebody is gonna buy it. Somebody is definitely gonna buy it. And I couldn't see her putting out something knowing that no one's gonna buy it. Like, of course they're gonna buy it, it's Huda, duh. Then Physicians Formula have come out with a body butter collection. I don't know where they sell Physicians Formula in the UK, like in store. And there's certain things like fragrances, lotions, stuff like that. I've got to smell it, I've got to test it out before I buy it. Knowing that it's Physicians Formula, it's probably going to be a very affordable price, but I haven't smelt it. I don't like just buying things like that I can't test out first. Like with an eyeshadow palette, it's like, even if it's bad, you can kind of make it work. When it comes to creams and fragrances and stuff of that nature, I have to kind of test it out first. And okay, MAC are coming out with an Oh Sweetie collection. Like, this looks gorgeous. This looks so cute. This is so cool. Like, the thing about MAC, because their normal packaging is just sleek and black, right? When they do all these other collections, they're able to just step outside of the box completely, because I don't feel like they're veering away from any real particular theme. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like if Too Faced was to do something very dark and like Kat Von D, like, let's say for example, it will kind of be like, oh, hold on, that's not the theme that your company usually goes for. But MAC, they don't really, like, their normal standard black packaging, it's not a theme. Like, their whole company does not have a theme at all. So they can get away with doing literally any kind of special edition packaging and it would work every single time. Every single time it will work. But let's just talk about the actual products. So I don't know if these are lip gloss or if these are like high pigmented liquid lipsticks or what, I don't know. I wouldn't see myself wearing these shades, and because of the price tag that MAC has, I just don't see myself buying these. I love it for the packaging, but for the actual shades, it's just not for me. Next, Laura Lee is coming out with her Nudie Patootie liquid lipstick trio. They're $16 each, or you can buy the trio itself for $38. So she will be selling them in singles, which is a good idea. Love the packaging. I love the dusky nude, like the dusky blush nude. Yeah, that's it, dusky blush nude packaging. Beautiful. So whoever's doing their packaging for her, you lot are on point. This is cute. I haven't seen swatches, I haven't seen them outside the box, but from what I see, these are very much like the shades that she wears anyway. Anastasia are coming out with some new matte lipsticks. I like the one at the very bottom, Soft Touch. That's gorgeous. And that nude shade, the one above it, that's really, really nice as well. Those two are probably the faves of mine from these swatches. I don't know how much they are, but it's Anastasia. I don't expect it to be no affordable price. But we'll wait to see what it says on the Anastasia UK website. MAC and Puma are coming out with what exactly? Is it trainers to match lipstick, or is it lipstick inspired by these trainer colors? Like, what is it? Do you have to buy them in a bundle? Do you, like, what is it? It's very strange that MAC and Puma are collabing. Yeah, it's really strange that they are collabing. But hey, okay. Model's Own are coming out with the Donut Box palette. I think it's called Cheat Day. So, okay. So one thing that Angelica Nyquist had said in her video when she had shown this palette was that when you have the lid down, you can see that it has like the sprinkles and all of that stuff all over the donuts. And when you open it, they look like boobs. They look like boobs. Because you see those little holes in the very center. That's actually the eyeshadow. That's the actual, that's part of the shadow. And all of these sprinkles and stripes and dots and all of that, that's only on the cover. That's not actually part of the palette itself. So you can imagine that this is just a circle of one shadow and then a dot of another shadow in the center, so they look like boobies. Fine, whatever, I don't really care about any of that, but I completely understood it when she said it. But it doesn't really look that appealing to me anyway. It just looks like they made their own version of a neutral, natural palette, to be fair. And when you look at it straight on with the lid down, because of all of like this yellow stripes, blue sprinkles and pink, like all of that stuff, it makes it look like it's a little bit different from what it actually is. NARS are coming out with their new Narcissus Summer 2018 collection. And I believe this has a loose powder, a lipstick, and a blush. Is the loose powder a setting powder or is it a highlighting powder? Like, I'm not too sure what it is. I'm not 100% sure. But the blush from this picture, it kind of looks like it is almost like highlighter-esque, like a shimmery blush. I'm not into shimmery blush. Beauty Blender are coming out with the InstaClean. It's like a dry shampoo for your beauty blender and your brushes. I'm okay using like shampoo and a brush egg. I don't see the point in getting this particular dry shampoo. I don't see the point. I know how to spot clean using like a makeup wipe if I need to, and when I do a deep clean I just use shampoo and a brush egg and it does it perfectly fine. Anastasia Beverly Hills are coming out with the Dream collection, sorry, the Dream Glow Kit. The shades in this glow kit are basically like they look very, very similar to the Moonchild. Not exactly shade for shade, but it follows that very, very similar theme. And I feel like these shades look like, you know when people are doing black light makeup and it's like the high intensity highlight that they have on their face, that you can see the purple or the pink or the blue. It's like it stands out, that black light highlight. That's what that looks like in the pans. It looks gorgeous, but I just don't feel like I'm gonna get as much use out of it as I would like to if I was to purchase it. Like, where would I be going with this beaming, banging highlight? Dior are coming out with their Backstage makeup collection and contour palette. Okay, so they have quite a few shades of foundation by the looks of it. I'm not too sure if all of these, I'm not too sure if these are all of them, but they also have some brushes. They have lip products, the contour palette, and also like an eyeshadow palette, it looks like from the picture, like a 9-pan, and a glow face palette as well. I'll be interested to know what the foundation is like. Like, what is the finish? Is it luminous? Is it matte? Like, what is that? I'd like to know. Too Faced are coming out with some new minis. like the travel size hangover spray, the travel size peach blur. And it looks like they've got a highlight and a bronzer, or a highlight and a contour as well. So they're coming out with all travel size stuff. I like minis and travel size items because it gives you a chance to try, I feel like it gives you a chance to try more products because you're not buying the full size, which means once I get through this, I can then go and buy something else. I have more chance of getting through the travel size things. But as you can see here, these are like 15 bucks each, simply because of the price. It's kind of like I can go and buy something drugstore which will be less than the $15 price mark. But then again, we have to keep in consideration that this is Too Faced. It's not, yeah, it's Too Faced. Okay, so NonCrime came out with the wet cherry glosses. So we had a look at this before, where there was like a cherry background and there was like a small tube, and it looks like this is it. They have a clear one. I'm not sure if it was the clear one, if it was in that original campaign picture, or if it was an empty gloss bottle, but we have the full collection here. I would love to know how pigmented these shades are, because they look really pigmented. They look like banging. And if you think about it, wet cherries look really like high colored, high shine. So it probably is going to be like really pigmented, high shining lip colors, but I just don't support the brand, so I can't buy your stuff. I'm sorry. But for those of you who do, there you go. Glam Blow are coming out with an Instamud, and I think this is, okay, it's a 60-second pore refining treatment. So I like the way that this campaign looks, like the contrasting colors of the yellow packaging with the purple face mask. The thing is, I just feel like these face masks are just so gimmicky and they're so expensive. I can't see myself buying it. I'm sorry, but I can't see myself buying it. Bite Beauty are coming out with the astrology collection. And this one here is Gemini, and it's $26. $26. That's a lot. But from the looks of it, because it's Gemini, it's split. So one side of it is like nude and the other side is like red. But then if I just wanted to use the red part, I have to put it on the red side. I have to put it on its side. And what if I tend to use just that one side? It's gonna like whittle down on just one side and make the other side really weak because it's got nothing to hold on to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I like that it's different, but when I'm thinking about practicality, it's just not hitting the mark. Kathleenlights is coming out with new polish, and I've seen a couple of shades, and this one is the Mojito Palm Green inspired by mint leaves. So it looks like it's not a shade that I would wear, but then I don't really wear polish that often. Like, I'm gonna start wearing polish. Side note, I'm gonna be doing a video where I'm cutting and shaping my nails, and I'll be doing some nail polish as well, because some people are like, show us your nails, show us your nails. So I will be doing that soon. But yeah, this particular shade isn't for me, but she might be bringing out some other shades as well. I have seen one other shade, I think it was like a tawny orangey kind of color. So then Lawless, I have not ever heard of them. Please do not bite my head off if you know who they are and I don't. But Lawless are coming out with these foundations, and right now, like, looking at them, I just kind of feel like it's Tarte all over again. I don't know if this is the full collection. Yeah, I don't know if this is their full collection and the full range of foundations, but I'm seeing 5 shades for people of color, like for deeper skin. I'm seeing 5 shades. Really? But I'm gonna hold off until we see the full collection. Hopefully this is not it. Hopefully this is not it. I think if this is it, it's kind of like, have you not been paying attention? Like, have you not been paying attention? Ooh, L'Oreal Makeup are coming out with the Very Much Love eyeshadow palette. It's 16 shades. This reminds me of Claire's makeup. I'm so sorry. It really does remind me of Claire's makeup. I just don't. It's like these shades, they're so elementary. They're just so kid looking, like childlike. They're not inspiring at all. They just, no, I'm just not feeling it. Jouer Have we spoken about these before? The Jet Set collection. So these are like bronze duo palettes, and they also have a highlight. This one looks like it's like a pinky kind of shade in a highlight. Yeah, this, I just don't feel like I need bronzers. I don't use bronzers, too tough. I use contour. So I guess do I use bronze shades to contour? Maybe, I don't know. I just use a darker shade to contour, period, point blank. When it comes to things like contour, I feel like that's the hardest powder to get through. It really is the hardest. And Colourpop are coming out with these ultra glossy lip colors in 16 shades in 3 new formulas: prismatic, pearlescent, and tinted. Prismatic, is that supposed to be like duochrome? Pearlescent, so like a pearly finish, and tinted, so like a clear gloss with a slight tint. This is just me like thinking off the top of my head, what could it be? Because I'm not 100% sure. There's no guarantee that what I'm saying is the 100% correct information. It's just my thoughts. I'd like to know when Colourpop are going to come to the UK and make a UK site. That's what I want to know. Like Anastasia did it, and at the rate that Colourpop are coming out with the amount of makeup that they're coming out with, I would assume that they make around probably the same amount of money as Anastasia do. Because they're constantly coming out with products, like constantly. So I'm sure you're probably making around the same amount of money that Anastasia does, even though the amount of like what they charge for their products and what they charge is different, because they have so much more. They're selling so much more, but I'm just speculating. There's no truth to what I'm saying as far as I know. It's just speculation. But yeah, I just feel like, when are you gonna come to the UK? Like, have a UK site, because I would like to be able to buy some of your stuff, but I just don't want to have to pay import taxes and all of that stuff, and especially as you're constantly bringing out stuff like all the time. Anyway, so those are all of the items from the new releases for this week. I don't feel like there's anything that's really grabbed my attention that makes me feel like, oh my gosh, I need to buy that, I need to look into that, blah 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 blah. I just don't feel that way right now. I just don't. So it is what it is. Hopefully next week something good will come out. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.